What up? It's your boy, Nick Incredible Man, and we are back at it again with 911, the original season 5, episode 11 discussion slash review. Whew, the outside looking in. It feels good to be back, but seriously, Buck, are you kidding me? I mean, I get it, but are you kidding me? Let's talk about it, man.
Yo, fight until you make it, yo, don't think it, no, just take it. Don't wait for someone to break it, take control, then don't just take it. Hey, you can make it happen, you just gotta take some action. Take the ship and be the captain.
It feels so good to be back with the original 911, man. You guys know how I feel about Lone Star. I love it. I enjoy it wholeheartedly. But it's just something about the original, man. It just brings so much greatness to the scene yet again. It feels so good to be back, man. We have the whole 118 together. We're still missing Chimney and Maddie, but I saw a promo that they're gonna come back. Well, tomorrow actually, in tomorrow's episode they'll be back, so it'll be great to see them again. But this episode, it started off a little weird. We see this girl having her quinceañera, and it's nice, it's fun, and she gets floated on the balloons. And next thing you know, we find this dude, the parachuted or paragliding or whatever, and he crashed. Dude's femurs shot out of both of his legs, and he just, oh my god, that almost made me throw up a little bit. But that was cool. It was a nice little scene, and it was nice for the first case back with the episode and everything. But let's talk about the whole episode as a whole, if you will. It was a great episode, man. We find out that Eddie has been working with the 911 dispatch for 3 months, and we know he wasn't going to be a firefighter anymore. Well, not legitimately, if you will. And everyone else has been dealing with a bunch of rotators filling in the positions for Chimney and Eddie, and now Bobby has to actually make a decision to fill those slots. Now, this episode, we see that Eddie's really, really dealing with the fact that he's not a firefighter anymore, and he's snapping at Buck and a lot of other people because he just really went in on Bobby at the end of this episode. And if I were Bobby, I mean, I get that he going through some things, but nah, man, you ain't gonna be snapping at me. You can't be snapping at me. I tried to tell you this from the beginning, but Eddie's having a lot of mental problems, and I want to say I understand where it's coming from, but I really don't. I mean, because he has a lot of stuff on his plate, and he hasn't really dealt with anything, so I really can't say what's the actual source of his problems. I just know that he has a lot of stuff on his plate, and it's kind of starting to pile up a little bit, and that's why he even ended things with Anna. So like Eddie's dealing with a lot of stuff. Now we know that he decided to quit being an active firefighter because of Christopher. But this episode, we see that Christopher told him that's not what he said and that's not what he wanted. He just was concerned for Eddie, and Eddie all of a sudden rashly quit. And now he wants back in because of the action and everything. So he's dealing with a lot of stuff, and Bobby wanted him to get help before he signed his paperwork to bring him back to the 118. But Eddie's not having that, man. He doesn't want to hear anything Bobby has to say. He snapped at Bobby about, when Bobby, got 100 bodies under him, So he said some hurtful things to Bobby, man. But we see that he's not getting the help that he need, and he's ignoring it, that he has a problem. So I feel like that's going to be the trend to kind of just round out this season with Eddie dealing with all his troubles and strifes. Maybe it'll help in the long run because we know he hasn't really dealt with this stuff about losing his ex-wife either. So Eddie has a lot of trauma he's really dealing with as well. Him being shot. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff on that plate. Buck, this episode, man, Buck, you guys know Buck is my boy. But like at the beginning of this season, throughout the episode 10 or whatever, Buck started to change this season and last season. Buck became a better character. I love the new Buck. And this other particular case in this episode, man, Buck is dealing with like the bomb that's in the car with these people, and he ends up being involved with this other firefighter from Firehouse 147 because they both ended up jumping on the back of the truck to save this family. Now, I chunked it up to them having high tensions because of the bomb and then having to jump on a moving vehicle and high speed and explosions. I jumped it up to like the adrenaline and them just kind of bumping and vibing off of each other a little bit. Like you can definitely tell that's how it was going. But I was like, I know Buck. Like I was like, I get Buck. And I was like, he's gonna do something that he really shouldn't do. Now he didn't sleep with her. Now that's where my mind went. But he didn't do that. But they kissed. Now don't get me wrong, chick looks good, and I totally, like, if Buck was single, that'd be different. But he's not, man. He's with Taylor, and he's in a good space with Taylor. He's in a wonderful relationship. And Buck, come on, man. Sure, she kissed him first, but you didn't stop her. And then he mentioned that he kind of leaned in to kiss her. Buck, you can't do these things. You're the new Buck now, man. You can't do these things. What I did love about this episode, though, is that because he thought that, well, I ain't gonna tell Taylor. Like, he thought about it because after his talk with Hen, he was gonna tell her, but he didn't want to hurt her. But like, he was like, well, I ain't gonna never see her again, so I ain't gonna say nothing. But we knew how that was gonna go. I mean, if you've seen shows before, you knew exactly how that was gonna go. I do like the fact that though Eddie's not there and Chimney's not there, we don't really get to focus on them, but we get to see Ravi be a little more influential to the team. And I really enjoy that. But now we got 2 new cast members, which is what's the old girl's name? They said her name. I'll remember it once she becomes a little bit more pivotal to the show. But anyway, her and Jonah, the guy that's Hen's new partner now, and we see that Hen is just flipping out this episode because she don't want anybody to take Chimney's place, man. And what I loved is because it's not that she's knocking down this dude. It's just the fact that, well, hey, you can't take this spot. This is reserved for Chimney when he comes back, because he's coming back. His situation is not like Eddie's. Chimney is coming back. He's just dealing with some other things at this moment, but we don't know when he's coming back. So that position has to be filled until then. But one thing that really got me this episode was when Eddie was talking and he saw the whole thing going down with the bomb and bucking everybody on the truck when he took over. And sure, he saved that family's life and the father's life anyway, and I get that. But when it was all said and done, because he is a liaison and he's invited there by the dispatch itself, he's invited there to be the liaison for like Twitter and everything like that. Josh laid into him, and I don't think Josh was wrong. Like, watching the episode in that moment, watching it happen, I was like, yeah, man, Josh you didn't have to be so harsh with it. But then I thought about it, and then especially seeing how he treated Bobby at the end of the episode, I feel like Josh had the right to do that because there's protocols. And just because you felt like it was an emergency, but you felt like you had to do this, not because it was the right way. You went about it the wrong way, but I felt like Eddie done that so he can be included in the action. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do it because, oh, well, I need to save his family. That was the legitimate part about it. But deep down, I felt like under the surface, I felt like it was one of those things that this is his way to kind of include himself back in on the action. Then we get to see Athena take on and arrest the dude that made the bombs, which just happens to be a hoarder that lives across the street from the people. I mean, dude, first of all, you gave yourself away when you just listed all of this information and then you say the exact same thing that you said in the recording to another one of your neighbors, right? Like, you kind of threatened him with the cops present, but you said the exact same thing. I see you. You're like in the same tone and creepy voice. And really, man? And then he deserved to be arrested. But anyway, it was a nice episode back. We didn't really get too much going into it because it was that first episode back after a long break. But it was nice to get back into the swing of things and to see the 118, man. So I'm going to be on time for tomorrow's episode. So look forward to that. I'm going to be on time. I might even be a little early. Can you believe that? This is your boy Nick Incredible, man. Don't forget to smash the like button till you can't smash. You need more, comment down below, and I'll be sure to respond to each and every one of them and subscribe, but only if you really want to, man. Peace out.
I cannot complain because today, I'm doing my